All right, what's up guys? So today's video is gonna be, I'm gonna gear this one towards anybody who's looking to get started in automotive detailing, right? So if you are looking for your first pressure washer, this is the Kärcher K1700. I'm gonna talk about why I think this is one of the best pressure washers to get started with if you were looking for something in that entry level range. So let me give you my quick top 3 reasons why I would consider this unit, why I went with this unit to begin with, right? So first up is brand reputation. So Kärcher as a brand has been around for, I don't know how long, but this particular model was released in, I wanna say it was like April of 2017. So by this point, they had been around for this model has been around for over 9 years now. If you search on YouTube, you will find no shortage of videos talking about these. There's the 1700, the 1800, 19, the 2000, the Cube, so on and so forth. So they have all been around for over 9 years now. So very solid option in the detailing community. Also, won't get into the whole gas versus electric when it comes to detailing, but suffice it to say, most gas pressure washers are gonna be too powerful for detailing. You're talking about like 3,000, 4,000 PSI. That is way too much to wash a car. And so electric is really gonna be the better option. You don't have to worry about gas, you don't have to worry about oil and maintaining it and all that other kind of stuff. Electric is just way easier to deal with. It has better numbers in the range for detailing. And also this particular model works on a 15 amp circuit, which is very common in residential garages. So when you get into higher tiered units like the AR630 V2, now you're talking about like dedicated 20 amp circuits and everything like that, but this will work on a 15 amp circuit. And then finally the numbers. So, again, this is 1700 PSI, 1.2 GPM. Those are perfectly good numbers for getting started with an entry-level pressure washer for detailing. When it comes to electric pressure washers, in your ideal range, is gonna be maybe like 1,000 to like 1,500 PSI and over 2 GPM. Obviously these numbers fall outside that range, but when you get into that, you're talking about like induction motors and more expensive components and everything like that. So for 150 bucks with these numbers, that is a fantastic range for a starter unit. And if I could throw in like a bonus 4th bullet point, it's for the reason that I bought this, which is the fact that it does a pretty good job with light to medium duty house use. So hosing off a patio, like pressure washing a patio and furniture and siding and everything like that. So obviously if you need something that's like industrial grade, this isn't it, but for your detailing purposes and secondarily for anything you need to do around the house, fantastic starter unit. So with that said, let's get this thing unboxed. We'll see what it comes with and then give it for a quick spin. Instruction manual, handle, lance, wheels, hose, the other half of the lance/gun, and the actual unit. I figured they were in here somewhere. Nozzles. All right, so here's what you get with the pressure washer, so let's go through it. Pretty simple instructions, if you are so inclined to read them. 3-year warranty, not bad. Sprayer/lance. This is one combined unit, so you cannot detach them. I'll talk about why this should be one of the first things that you upgrade in a minute, but this is the one that you get, which does the job pretty well. Next up, you have a plastic nozzle for if you are using soap. You have a 15-degree nozzle. Now, I can't remember whether or not mine came with the assortment of them. I feel like I remember it coming with the standard 0, 15, 25, and 40-degree nozzles. But I had an older gas-powered pressure washer that before that maybe I mixed stuff together, so I could be wrong about that, but I still think they should have included that array. Then you get a turbo nozzle, so this would be if you need to do high-pressure work, not to be used on your car. This is for the garden hose port, your inlet port, and you get this filter already attached. I don't remember mine having this, so this might be an upgrade over the past couple of years. And then the hose. All right, guys, well, that is what you get with this unit. Now, real quick, to talk about the comparison between this one and the one that I got originally, the K1800, and why I think you should just save the little bit of money in price difference and buy this one. So the K1800 over this one only offered, the only two differences was that it was 100 more PSI, which you will never notice, and also it had a folding handle. You could like hit a button here and this top would fold down. And I think that actually might have been the selling point of why I bought it, because for some dumb reason I thought like, oh, I can, more conveniently store it somewhere. I never once used that. It just sat upright against the wall the entire time that I owned it, and it's not worth it. So for the minor price difference, which depending on where you buy it, I think might be between like 20 and 40 bucks, either buy yourself a foam cannon or upgrade the sprayer. Like I said, the wand sprayer that it comes with is perfectly fine. I don't like the integrated lance on this because especially when you're doing wheels, it's just a little weird. But it's perfectly fine for if you're just getting started. And so realistically, because you already have a sprayer, I would just take the little bit of money that you would save off of a higher end model and buy a foam cannon. So, and the other thing is that with all of the models above this one, the 1800, the 1900, and so on, all you're really getting is a little bit more power. And like we mentioned before, 1700 is more than enough for doing car detailing. And so to actually spend more money on higher end models that come with more PSI is a little counterproductive. So get a foam cannon. That's probably going to be your best first upgrade after buying this setup. All right, all hooked up and ready to go. So let's give this thing a whirl. Okay, hold on. All right, one thing I will immediately point out is that this is a much less annoying sounding motor. My old one had a more high pitch frequency and a longer sort of spin up and spin down sound to it. I don't know if it's because this is the K1700 versus the 1800 that I used to have, or more likely, this model is almost 6 years newer than my old one. And so maybe they've made some, improvements to the motor underneath of it since then. But yeah, this is a way more pleasing sound for a non-induction motor than my old pressure washer. Not bad. All right, next up, so I got a pressure gauge hooked up here. So let's see what kind of pressure we're getting with the included 15-degree nozzle. So that looks like just about 1600. Not bad. All right, guys, so that is the quick demonstration of the Kärcher K1700. Now, like I said, a couple things. One, I do appreciate the fact that the motor is less obnoxious than my old one. My old one, I heard it run less than 2 weeks ago. And after using it for over 5 years, the sound is very well burned into memory. So this one definitely has less of that high pitch range that I used to get, and also less of a ramp up time to get to pressure. So like I said, I don't know if that's an evolution of the design of the motor or just maybe a subtle difference between the 1700 and the 1800, but either way, definitely appreciated on this one. The other thing is that, and this is worth pointing out, this is an awesome entry-level unit, but it's not perfect. So for a sub $200 model, there are some caveats with that. One of them, and this is one that I used to run into all the time, and that happened to me while I was just doing the testing, was I would notice, especially early in the wash process, so like while I would be doing wheels, sometimes it would, like you'd be in the middle of using it and all of a sudden the pressure would just dip down. And it would do that for like a couple of seconds and all of a sudden it would like catch itself and resume normal operations. So I'm not sure if that is like something with the flow of water through the machine. I would always usually give it, adequate time to have water through it before turning it on, or if it's just the motor for the first couple of minutes, it just does weird stuff like that. Didn't happen all the time, but it will happen. So like I said, awesome unit, but at that sub $200 price point, those are the kind of trade-offs. So I will leave this linked in the description below if you want to check it out. Again, if you were shopping for your first pressure washer, this is definitely worth considering. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.